Okay, let's try this again. This is second round. You guys won't get to see the first round of this because the first round, how I started it off, I don't like it. So clearly I'm not dressed for success right now. I didn't prepare to come and make this. And now I guess I have no choice but to, because now it's in my head. It's in my head that I have to talk about it, and I don't want to talk about what I'm going to talk about because it's my channel. I don't care. I am tired of a few keywords that keep floating around right now, and I know everybody else is more afraid than they are upset or frustrated with this, and I get it because I am too. And I work in retail. And the location where my job is at, we are nothing compared to what supermarkets are going through right now. And I give all kudos and good vibes to those who are behind a register day in and day out right now, having to go through all this. And I am also very much so giving, hopefully, as much patience as I can at my job too right now. A lot of people are starting to ask us if we have sanitizer. We used to carry small bottles. We are currently out. And what sucks worse is we are out store wide, which means we as cashiers who handle money all day and everything, even if we are building up our immune systems, we are out. So, and we don't get but maybe 15-minute breaks or so. We maybe not get but like a lunch later on. Our hands are touching what you are touching, and it bothers me because I don't know what level of it, but I know I have OCD, and I know I have hypochondriac syndromes. Like symptoms, I guess, not syndromes, sorry. To where I have like empathy symptoms, where if I keep hearing about something of an illness, my body will try and project it and say that I have it too, and I don't. And I have to make that clear right now, as I don't. And I know I don't, because instead of it being flu season for me, it is allergy season for me. And unfortunately, I'm going to get a lot of headaches here with the weather changes and with a lot of other personal things going on that are just natural cycles. I'm feeling it. I so much as went and made sure that my health care card was updated, and they're sending me a brand new one because apparently I've lost mine. So I'm doing minimal things to prepare for whatever may happen, because again, I can't promise that I won't, and I'm not immune, and nobody else is really immune. It's just all a matter of what level your immune system actually is and how bad you're going to get it, and that is the only thing that I know is 100% for sure, which goes for a lot of illnesses, which I'm trying to make myself remember this. And I think with how much fear we have going on, we should be afraid, because nothing is being 100% certain except the fact that people are getting sick and it's not good. And I hate the fact that I'm right here having to talk about this, because not only am I frustrated with my head because I can't go on social media and enjoy my own personal addiction, to without sitting back and going, I guess I'll just give it another day and maybe it'll just do it. It's got to do, and it's not, and it's so stupid. It's so stupid that this is happening, but also I'm thankful because a lot of stories and a lot of testimonies are coming out that are actually like proving wrong against the news, but at the same time, how much of it is actually like downplayed, or how much, it's about experience. We all have different levels of how we tell a story with experience, and it's like writing, and it's how in depth and how immersive you can be with your words. So it could be awful to someone and not so bad to someone else. And I think that's what scares me the most right now, is we're all having to go from hearsay and nothing really is telling us anything, because the news has many different filters. It depends on what you're looking into. It doesn't matter, really what you're looking into. It's where. It's, who is going to get their I'm not even going to go there with like the most views. I'm saying who is going to present it their own way, what they're used to, what their viewers are used to, and it's pulling everybody in who usually doesn't watch, and it's creating this thing to where we've suddenly, began hoarding things like squirrels, and I understand it's a fear thing, and I've read that a psychologist, excuse me for a moment, my camera is being stupid. There we go. And it's a thing where, you know, I get it. Like, if everything's gonna shut down, you're gonna want the essentials, but at the same time, eventually, it's either gonna pass on, and you're gonna be stuck with your throne full of toilet paper, which good for you. You won't have to shop for those things for forever, or it's going to get way worse before it gets better. And I think a lot of people are going with the way worse function, and it's like setting low standards, which I think is a lot easier than to like keep the harder hope that it's not going to end this way. And when I say end this way, I mean where it's going to end up like Italy apparently is, to where they are, from what I'm reading, having a really hard go at it. Of, you know, doing a lot that I guess a lot of normal things these days, it doesn't come up very often, which I'm sure, right now this doesn't come up very often, ever, at all, I guess. I mean, it's a different strand of everything else that has, gone before it, but at the same time, I am in a lifetime where I'm experiencing, up front of something that is actually creating this huge explosion of emotions, and it's like turmoil, and people are torturing themselves, and it's very strange and very hard not to do the same thing when you're surrounded in it. And I don't know where that's going to leave me in like a week or so, or a day or so, or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where this is going to go, and I don't have the skills, I guess, to be able to sit back and keep that hope up for only so long. Because, I mean, I had a breakdown at work where it was like, I was terrified. Because my hands are raw from washing them. And, again, I'm touching things. And it's getting worse in my head. And I need to keep, out of my head. But it's hard when the instance of fight or flight comes, and flight is not available, so the only thing my head can do is just go into itself, and I don't want to go back there. And it scares me because it's not a dark place, but it's definitely a place that it makes you feel a little bit crazier than on a Tuesday usually. So I guess I guess my thoughts right now are those that, I appreciate the cashiers who are trying to do their best and fighting through this, and I appreciate, what with the school closings and all that they've tried to do, but unfortunately you have a lot of parents who have to make a living, and now that their jobs are at stake, because not all of us can work remotely, and that's where I kind of feel for those people that I have gone to school with who have kids who are now going to have to figure out a way to work around that, without having to bring them into work and expose them more to it, when the idea is to prevent. And unfortunately, it's creating a lot more issues. But at the same time, you can't keep sending, people into places where, it's more than likely going to happen. And they're just doing their best, and I get it. Everybody's just trying to do their best, but it's like, what is actually the best, and what is just be minimal, because nobody knows. And I guess that's where it's kind of strange, is right now on a front line, from what I've seen up front from my standpoint. I haven't gone looking because it's exhausting. And I get that, some people are very much so for numbers and all that. Make your own video and I'll watch that instead. But I just, there's numbers, but there again, it's, where is it coming from? Where are they getting this from? What is the actual standpoint? And there's millions of links going up right now of like giving you that heads up, but at the same time, like when are they all updated? Because you can't keep it constant with how quickly this is all happening. So what we've done so far is, even in my household, we're not over prepping for it. I don't need a throne of toilet paper. We have a Brita filter with, the pitcher and everything. So it's like we're still trying to keep the clean water thing happening. I have made a list, with the help of whom I live with. I'm with my father, and he and I have agreed that minimal sick things, for like when you have a flu, something to keep at least your vitals going, has been thought about. We'll be adding to that soon. I've bought a new humidifier. I've cleaned the house. I will touch my own face right now because I've actually washed my hands. So, because it's a habit of mine while I'm talking to do so, and I can't break it because it doesn't matter how hard I try. I always catch myself doing it, whether or not it's conscious or subconscious. So, it's been a lot of scrubbing under my fingernails. And not that I don't do it anyway. Like, I wash my hands a lot, and now it's done a lot more. And that's why, another reason why my hands are dry, is it was just the cold weather here. Well, now it is the idea of I'm pretty much drying my skin out because I have to do that. And it's a job all on its own. So trying to make matters better rather than worse, and we're not preparing to be stuck here for forever. It's minimal. Like, he was talking about all of this, and him and I kind of had a long discussion finally of, our fear, because it's a house, and, there's still payments and stuff on it, of what is going to happen because, okay, so his line of work has him going pretty a ways, and right now, the slowly cases are coming up and whatever, and they've shut down a lot of things that like the company ran through, and unfortunately there's still a couple more up, so it's a very hard, frustrating feeling of he still has to go, even though, it's going to become a thing, hopefully not a thing, really, that, that has to happen where he'll have to come and stay home, and it's no pay and everything, and bills don't get paid, to whereas, you're spending money to try and make sure that you survive, but also you need money to survive in this world, and that's where it gets hard. And I'm going off on a tangent, and I know I've just hit the 13-minute mark, and I don't really care. Because I could talk till I'm blue in the face, and it's still going to bother me even after I end this video. So, fun stuff. But yeah, so it's like, everybody I think is just trying to figure out in their own way. I can tell you that it's enough if mutually we're agreeing in this house that, we need to kind of like figure out a smaller game plan that it's creeping in slowly. And I admitted that, I'm not doing so hot on the very inward side of it. And he gets it, because I think we're both trying to just dance around it. And I guess dance around it being, we're trying to not go headfirst into it, because there's also a lot of other stuff personally with us going on within our family that, is happening. So it's very much so, you got this going on, and you got life happening, and it's just like, it's rough right now. And I think I just wanted to come on here and get that all off my chest. Just to say it, I guess, and excuse my heavy breathing. I'm leaning forward as I'm talking because it's getting more intense with me. And I'm fat, so And I don't say that in a mean way. I'm literally saying, like, I am, like, overweight, so my breathing gets a little heavier. So don't think it's like, oh man, like, No, it's just, I don't talk a lot like this. So my breathing gets very short, very fast, and it's stupid. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I want to have that hope. I've seen a few other influences on the internet, posting about this kind of thing, and, they want people to understand that they're afraid to, and I get it and everything, and I don't have a but there. It's just, I understand, where it's their time to, as a people, I guess, to come and, let everyone know that it's not okay, but they get it that it's not okay, that they're with us, with, us wee folk are there, you know, and it's kind of like everybody's just blind in the dark right now. I mean, truly not so blind as before, but at the same time, again, you don't know what sources or what and all that jazz, and everybody says all this other stuff. And, I think after this, I just kind of want to dumb it down and just not have to do this kind of talk anymore, even though I work with the general public. So, I mean, I'll hear about it about 5 million more times, and I get it. And it's just, I think everybody just wants to start talking about it. Even if you're in the checkout line, you're just wanting to talk, just to get it out. And I think that's understandable. Oh my God. I just, I don't know. I'm back to I don't know. And I don't like saying I don't know. But I'm back to it. And it's because no one really knows. And a lot of control is being lost. But I may be taking, words that have already been told to me and twisting them in the way that I can explain them. Words told to me, not exact quote, but saying that, you can't really control getting it or not like this, like when it's bad like this, and you have to learn to accept that it's going to have to run its course. So I'm combining two different things that have been told to me that make sense. Because until a cure is found, that's all we can do. And it's the hard part of laying it down, of the idea of, whoever doesn't get sick very often, suddenly is going to possibly, and that's going to suck. And it sucks for me because I personally am allergic to all three antibiotics. And I probably have said this a million times because I went through trauma figuring out that I was allergic to all three on accident in different parts of life. And, parts of life, I'm 30. So in different walks up until now, like, I have had to learn the hard way. So for me and a couple other people I personally know, it's going to be very hard for them and I to, have that kind of medicine. Whereas, someone else could possibly, have a little bit of like it. I don't know exactly what is happening with it, with them, with what they can do for you in the hospital, but hydration, I'm sure. But at the same time, I'm saying, like, someone could be given amoxicillin to maybe take the edge off or something like that. I don't know. Whereas I can't. I and a few others cannot. And that's the scarier part too, is like, I think that, like, I don't know what other medications I can't be on because I don't get sick often, which could be good or could be bad. I don't know if it's because I have a high immune system or or it's because I don't do anything with my life except sit here and just bitch online. So I don't know. But I think I'm going to end this here. And I just hope that everybody's doing okay. And I hope that, everybody's kind of taking care of themselves. And I know we keep hearing it. And I just want everybody to know that, like, I am right there with you, that I'm scared too. And I shouldn't be, but I am. And I can't help it. And I'm going to admit it over and over and over and over again. And do the best to just kind of keep getting that out and just not letting it sit with me as I wring my hands nervously. Great. So that's that. No promises, but I just wherever you are, whatever time it is. I hope that you're okay, that you're resting up. And if you've had allergies and sinuses, right there with you. I understand it's going to be a pretty big battle. My suggestion to anybody who can get their hands on it, it's a little expensive. Zyrtec will make wonders for your world. It will not make you drowsy. Hopefully you're not allergic to it. Hot tea and lemon for that sore throat because you have been snoring, your nose has been plugged up, and Aleve for them headaches, and fever reducer because it lasts up to 24 hours and it works wonders for me, hopefully for you. I wish everybody a good night. It is night here, and I hope that everybody stays safe and just please be patient and be kind. And I will talk to you guys hopefully later than sooner, but I know everybody appreciates sooner. So you guys have a good night. Goodbye.